So in my old video of Gulf War Zombies, I speculated that the next Outbreak map or mode would be Transit. Given that it's going to be an open world COD game, and zombies will reflect that same game design style. But that was only a speculated portion, or the whole video was speculated, as there was leaks or it was confirmed that the new Call of Duty would be open world. Well, maybe, probably with those speculation that Gulf War Zombies is probably going to follow the same design style as Cold War Zombies, having a mixture of an open world zombies mode and round based zombies. So a balance between the two different playstyles, and I think they're going to be heavily upgraded. So for today's video, a very important note, this is going to be all pure speculation. So by the time either the Zombies trailer comes out, either in June or much later, most of this stuff will not come true, or maybe in some sort of little small form. But I'm making this video as a filler for my final of what made COD Zombies terrifying, or BO2, as that one's going to be the last video for that type of series for old zombies. Because I think BO2 was the last zombies to have a horror factor to it. And also too, this video might be short, as I'm making this recording and scripting, but there might be some hurdles as I work on this because I'm currently busy with some things in life. So again, I'm making this video as filler. Oh, I forgot an announcement. I made a deal with the devil. I made a Twitter account for this channel. And if you want to follow my Twitter account, I'll have a link in the description. I don't know what to post yet, but I'm probably gonna just post random shit, similar to the community tab on YouTube. And my Twitter handler is at MazerArgleTony, but I'll link it in the description if you want to go follow. And also too, it's in the community tab by the time this video is uploaded. So, back to the video. Yeah, just don't get your expectations high because most of all the things I say will not be true, as it's going to be all speculated. So for the maps, of what I can think of any possible maps is that we might get or not be getting is original maps. We probably might not get original maps because they took 4 years to make this game, but for the campaign section, we're not sure how many years they spent for a zombie section. As again, for the campaign, it's an open world, so open worlds typically take a long time to develop. But then again, this might change of how much original maps we might be getting, because again, after this year, we're gonna get a BO2 remake or BO2 again, after Gulf War's release. For some people, you might get pissed because lately COD Zombies has been using a lot of reused assets or remakes of old maps, and people want something original, but we may not get something original because the campaign has been worked on for 4 years. And again, we don't know the exact development time for Zombies is being created, but there are still possibilities of having an original map. As of lately, many people are getting tired of the reused assets, or even too, some of the remakes of maps, so possible, since it's going to be taking place in the Gulf War and probably use that setting, we might get a map based off the deserts of Iraq or Kyrgyzstan from Modern Warfare, since Modern Warfare Z uses that place. But I don't know if they're going to keep using that place since that's mostly with Infinity War, and Treyarch might do something different, probably use Iraq or even possibly an oil rig map. And they could have this oil rig map as almost like a research facility. Or it probably got overtaken by the zombies as the Ethereum is still used in the new Dark Ether story lore. Also too, since it might use the same elements from Cold War, where they're going to bring back the exfil mechanic, and it would be really cool if you could exfil with a boat at the bottom of the oil rig. But again, that's a possibility if we're going to get this map ever. Then again, I don't know how they'll incorporate it in the lore. As for the zombie storyline, it's still being told from Modern Warfare 3 for Modern Warfare Z. And also too, the setting doesn't always reflect of where our zombies map is going to be in. It may use reused assets from the campaign, but again, it won't use the same setting. So the maps will be set in a different location. And also too, while scrolling through Twitter, this Twitter user, his name is Denoted, says that there was rumors that the first 2 launch maps that we were going to get are going to be round based. And these maps are codenamed or rumored to be City and Prison. But these are rumors, probably not even the launch maps. There will probably be canned or would be later maps down the game cycle. Probably to these rumors of these map codenames or map names, they can probably be remakes or probably new original maps. As for Prison, codename for that could probably be another Mob of the Dead remake. And for City, it might use parts of Transit or something new entirely. But if not, it'll probably use reused assets from the new Warzone map that's probably going to come with Gulf War. And also too, probably the same thing for Prison, as it might use reused assets from the Gulag. Or maybe, this is probably pushing it too far, it can be a Varuk remake. Because I don't think Varuk has been remade in a long while or at all. And I know it's an insane asylum, but maybe like Der Machine for Cold War, which had elements of Nocturne Untold for that part of the map, they can do something similar to it in that manner. Where it's probably expanded the area of the map, like with Nocturne Untold for Der Machine, because they're quite similar structures. And for this one, they could have the asylum in one area and have it expanded. Not sure what other original maps can be thought of because back in the day there was a lot of cut maps and can probably be put back in limelight again. I think I have one more map that could be remade or remake, and I'm thinking of Shangri-La. As for that map, it takes place in the Himalayas, and I think it would be a really good idea to relook at that map again. Probably not in the same area in the Himalayas, but if not, I think it could be used a similar map design to it, using the same structure with temples, but instead of that, they could use a Mesopotamian style of it. This map can use the old civilizations from Mesopotamia for the architecture of map design. You can either have this temple underground or on the surface, like almost have that sand overtake the temple. Show how ancient it is and it has been recently uncovered. And plus 2, this map can have a lot of lore into it that this was once a religious ground for the Mesopotamian civilizations, as the gods they were worshipping could be the same gods for the Dark Ether. Since Vanguard is canon to the zombie storyline right now, it could really fit in with the whole storyline. So like Vanguard, we could have more light on the Dark Ether gods, because apparently there's a whole lot of them. Since it's going to be taking place during the Gulf War, it will be a good setting, or one of the good settings for a map, since the Mesopotamian civilizations used to reside in Iraq. I think this would be really cool for a map idea, or Shangri-La, or an entirely original map. I think that's enough of speculated or thought of maps that I could think of. And I think I should transition to, well, what would be the new lore for the new Zombies mode? So for Gulf War, it will probably continue the same style of using the era setting as a way to continue on the story. Like with Cold War, when it was rebooted, it used the Soviets to restart the experiments to the portal of the Dark Ether, to combat some of the US influence. And the same thing with Vanguard using World War II when the Germans were messing with the occult stuff in real life and used that to inspire the zombie storyline. And that's how we got introduced to the Dark Ether gods. Of course they were hinted in Cold War, but they were more explored in Vanguard. And for Modern Warfare Z, which uses Zakayev, which is surprising that so far the zombie storyline feels like fanfiction using some of the Modern Warfare characters in it. But with Zakayev, almost like a terrorist organization or mercenary operations for that version, they use it as a biological weapon, as Zakayev wants to cause chaos around the world using it and deploying it in major cities. But of course, the Modern Warfare Z storyline is still being told, as I'm not sure much of everything about it, as the new updates furthering the storyline. But in the beginning of Modern Warfare Zombies, we see that Weaver is dead in the intro cutscene. And also to the 3 other characters from Cold War, the scientist and I think the general, who are dead. And we have no clue what killed them, but I think later on Modern Warfare Z might tell them, or in Gulf War we might get the answers to this. Since Treyarch usually brings out historical sense in the campaigns that we rarely do, or when they go back in time they put in historical aspects to it. And this real life aspect can inspire the lore for the new zombie storyline in Gulf War. Then again, this might be seen as bad taste or too soon, or I think they could be inspired by it, but I think it might be too soon for it. Like, it might be in bad taste, because the one syndrome I'm talking about is Gulf War syndrome. Gulf War syndrome was an illness that affected a lot of soldiers during and after the Gulf War, and it was a big deal because people are still today dealing with the effects of it. But it might be seen as bad taste because the Gulf War is a recent conflict in recent memory. I know it happened in a couple of decades ago, but it's still a recent memory that everyone deals with to this day. Probably be inspired by it and probably put some elements of the disease or the syndrome into the lore. You could probably have it in the same setting as probably chemical weapons, or maybe that might even be talked at all in either zombies or campaign. That's probably a super sensitive topic to have this included in the game, as it could be a set piece for the campaign, but probably not for zombies. The only way they could probably put it for zombies is they can make it like a chemical weapon, or probably a Nova 6 again, or even a worse version of Nova 6. That's for that section too, but another section that could probably really impact the lore is that the fact that the Gulf War was around the year when the Soviet Union was about to fall. But around the zombie storyline, we could probably have this reflected into it too, when the Soviet Union was about to fall, because I think you could have Omega, the group from Cold War, probably disband during the fall of the Soviet Union, or at least reform into the new Russian Federation during around this time. It can probably impact zombies too, because then we could probably understand how the Ethereum was located in Urkistan. And possibly too, Urkistan will probably take more of a background approach, probably for the last map and the lore of how the Ethereum crystal got to there, and how Weaver and the others died in that location. Plus remember too, during the end of Cold War, which is spoilers, Edward Richtofen is still alive in this universe, and we still don't know what he's doing here. We know that he disbanded Requiem and arrested most of the people, but what is his after plans after that now? More of this will be told in Black Ops Gulf War. There's still a lot of unanswers left from Vanguard, from Cold War, and of course from Modern Warfare Z, but probably most of them will be answered in Gulf War. Probably, because Treyarch does have a tendency to reveal secrets later after all the whole series has been done. But I think that's enough of me rambling for today. Sorry this video took a long time to make because I've been busy with some certain exams and I think this is going to be another busy week, so the Black Ops 2 video might be put on hold. I'll still do the recording and everything for it, but it might take some time to get it uploaded. But I am working on it, so BO2 might come out in a couple of weeks or a couple of days, but I'm probably going to still work on it, but it might take some time again, like for this video, to get it done. This video might be as disappointing, but I tried my best for speculation, just like with the Go 4 video for Transit, but I think I tried my best for this type of video. To do something similar to this again? Probably not. I just wanted this video to just be filler for the BO2 video that's coming up. But I think I already talked enough for today. Hope you guys have a nice day. This is Mesa Argo signing out. I'll see you guys in the next BO2 Zombies video.